family. That man Billionaire Black did an interview with the guys, Salute the Black. And in that interview, Black, he sat down with PP Films, you feel me, and constructed an interview where he spoke on his friendship with Lil Durk. Many of you who are like me seen these things over the years. You've seen the Durk situation with how he's in ties with a lot of people he's cool with over the years. You feel me? Even when you was a kid, and now that they got older, it ain't the same no more. So you're in a situation where it's just a back and forth. Y'all hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and rock out with I Smoke Hip Hop Live. Now, Billionaire Black responded to the situations in Chicago. You know what I mean? He responded on the fact that people do pick sides. He responded to that notion as well. You feel me? He went more deeper than others actually like going. Now, on his token, you feel me, for the situation, he brought up a good point. His point was the fact that we were friends for a minute now, all of us. We've been friends, we knew each other, and now it's just a back and forth every day. I'm gonna play the interview that he did and where he spoke about past recent friendships and breakdowns.
At some point, y'all were when y'all was young, I was speaking and all that, but I'm sure at some point y'all were when y'all was young, I was speaking. You know, we don't know where you stand with certain rappers and all that, but I'm sure at some point y'all were when y'all was young, I was speaking to somebody else, and it was like a lot of us that's beefing with one another when we was young, we all played together. This type of stuff. You know, what started all that? Like what
that shit been going on for years. I ain't gonna lie, like I said, with the other shit, I knew Lil Durk to be around him. We got a song, all type of shit. Nobody will find it. It's a song I got. Like, I've been around there a couple times. A picture on you. It's a picture. Niggas was cool. But when I got back to over here with Chief Keef and them is from O Block. Lil Durk is from Round. That's a whole other side. That's a whole other side of 664. They was in tour with Break Squad. That's Jojo and them. That's Swag.
True.
We was in tour with O Block. Chief Keef, Boss Top, King Von, them niggas. We started fucking with Break Squad. That's how we got into it with Lil Durk.
You the rapper, and he said that he was just like, yo, it's fucked up sometimes. Before you do music with niggas, like, he was just like, yo, it's fucked.
We started fucking with Break Squad. That's how we got into it with Lil Durk.
Got you.
That's how all that shit happened. Like, we started fucking with them. That's how
It breaks down why the beef started. He breaks down a whole lot as far as the beef itself and the circumstances in that beef. Black is a man that's very intricate in details and how he break things down, and the way that things come back in a full circle, it makes perfect sense. Now, he's been going brazy for FBG Duck, and we do know that. All these guys got love for each other. I don't care which side you pick. They look at each other as a family, and that's the way it's gonna stay for a lot of them. I mean, you had guys who knew each other, even like, you feel me, C-Day and J-Main, you feel me, which was not really shocking the most because you know these guys in Chicago are very close. But 18 years ago at a Halloween party, you know, J-Main revealed him and C-Day were very close until before the word op was created. Dudes and folks them really was chilling, vibing, you feel me, like regular, just the way you rock with your people. It was the norm for them, but now it's like you gotta pick a side. What if you in there, you gotta pick a side, you know what I mean? And that's the way they do it now. If you say you're this or you're that, bruh, like the sides gotta be picked just because of the beefs, the deaths, the blood that's been shed, and they really do look into it and look at it like that. I mean, the Duck spoke on Lil Durk and how industry rappers won't collab on him. You know what I'm saying? With straight drop, uncut.
I don't put other niggas in what I got going on with the next man.
You never have, and that's why I respected you.
You see me? So it's like, if they feel like they gotta show them that much respect, well, Like, we ain't gonna fuck with Duck this
You don't want to fuck with him anyway.
Right.
Basically, you don't want to fuck with me anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it ain't really about we fuck with Durk.
Oh yeah, oh boy, this shit bang.
Cause you ain't grow up with Durk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't grow up with Durk. Y'all been knowing Durk about 2-3 years or something like that.
Right.
3, 4, however long it's been.
Right.
You ain't from where he from.
Right.
You don't owe him no loyalty that you think you owe him. You see what I'm saying? Like, to feel like you can't make money with the next nigga.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like, I mean,
and really, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of these artists be pussy and shit.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like with me, I'm like, look, dig this here, right? If I fuck with this artist, I fuck with this artist. My wars and shit in the past.
You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't put.
Now, those situations or similarities, like, it should let you know people really not trying to pick sides, but then you're left to do it. Like, the war, you can keep calling it a war, but it's deeper than that. You feel me? It's things that can never be changed and go back to. Like, it's not internalized into nations, but it's more of a friendship. Brothers who fell down, and now it is what it is at the end of the sauce of things. You know what I mean? Sauce of things meaning them ingredients that make that neighborhood, them ingredients that make who you are today, that make you the type of folks you come out here to be. You know, them ingredients still stay cemented down there. And unfortunately, friends, allegedly with friends, you know, it gets into a havoc situation where folks in them lose their life, and then the big situation happens.
We are going after gangs in this city. This includes gang investigations, narcotics investigations, and gun investigations. We are working together to hold gang members accountable for violence.
Today, 5 members of a faction of the Gangster Disciples have been indicted for his murder.
This was one of those cases we were able to bring federal resources to bear to work with the Chicago Police Department to ultimately help us make the case.
In announcing the indictments, U.S. Attorney John Lausch says this is a federal case because it falls under federal racketeering organized crime statutes. Charged are 30-year-old Charles Liggins, 28-year-old Kenneth Roberson, 22-year-old Christopher Thomas, 22-year-old T. Carlos Alford, and 22-year-old Marcus Smart. The indictment alleges the 5 used social media to brag about their crimes as a way to intimidate rivals and promote their standing within the gang, which operates in the 63rd and King Drive area. But U.S. Attorney Lausch says by using social media, in a way, they set their own trap.
There are now 5 people in custody who weren't in custody before. 5 people who were alleged to have committed a murder in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon in the city of Chicago, okay? And
Allegedly.
Now it's known to them, and it's known to anybody else who might be committing similar acts of brazen violence, right? And who may brag about it or not brag about it, that their day has come.
So 4 out of the 5 suspects were arrested today. The 5th was already in jail on an unrelated charge. They will be assigned a judge.
Case. Our Patrick Elwood live at the Dirksen Federal Building now with the latest. Pat?
Ben, and right you are, a brazen act of violence that took place on an August day in the Gold Coast against a Chicago rapper. And then it was promoted and bragged about on social media. And the feds say it was because of that helped them make this case. It was back in August of 2020 that Carlton Weekly, who went by the rapper name
We are working together to hold gang members accountable for violence.
Late this afternoon, the I-Team talking with Chicago criminal defense attorney Tony Thedford about what he says is one of the most powerful tools prosecutors have.
You have a street gang, alleged street gang, that kills another gang member in a high-profile case in downtown Chicago. So my belief is that the response is the harshest response possible once they find suspects and charge them.
And he says the evidence sometimes is gathered right from social media.
There is not appearance in this case. Your Honor, I proffer to you at the start that all of the factors under 3142G weigh in favor of detention in this case. I'll just go through them in order. Under 3142G1, the nature and circumstances of this offense involve a crime of violence. It's a heinous crime. It's a murder in count 1, an assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. One person was murdered, Mr. Weekly, who set forth in the indictment. Victim 1 and victim 2 were also shot during the course of this murder. Mr. Weekly was fired at least 38 times in broad daylight, 4:26 p.m. on August 4th, standing in line outside of a business on Oak Street. Victim 1 and victim 2 were each also shot a number of times throughout the course of that assault. So the nature and circumstances of this offense, again, are a crime of violence, and crimes of violence in furtherance of a racketeering enterprise that's identified and described in the indictment as a racketeering enterprise that engages in acts of violence, including murder and assault. The weight of the evidence against Mr. Offord specifically is substantial. So Mr. Offord purchased a vehicle that was used in this murder and assault on or about July 28th from a dealership in the Chicagoland area. During a post-arrest interview, Mr. Offord acknowledged that there were pictures of him at the dealership and then next to the car that was used in the murder. Mr. Offord identified himself in the photos and the vehicle that was used as his vehicle. Mr. Offord acknowledged that it was his signature on the purchasing document for the vehicle. And I'll come back to this part when we get to history and characteristics of Mr. Offord, but Mr. Offord made some statements.
Jake, drop our song. I might drop it in, folks. We don't know Quando Rondo. Y'all talking about? Y'all heard that song? Y'all know that on that first. That's fast. Where's Dizzy Inc.'s Friday Man? Right there. Little bop. Friday Man.
Thank you for watching another episode of I Smoke Hip Hop Live. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed, gang. Make sure you guys don't forget to hit the like and notification bell. Better yet, share this on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and rock out with your God Bless One. Thank you for loving another great episode today, man. Salute, gang.